Igboho and Igbokwe. Yes, if you look at the screenshot message posts at the center, just right below here, that was a post by Joe Igbokwe. And what alerted me was at the point he mentioned Sunday Igboho in the same light as talking about banditry and terrorism in the regions. And it made it sound as if Igbo wanted to start terrorism in the southwest, but Yoruba people quickly nipped it in the bud, stopped him. And I'm like, no, I think that was a wrong analysis. Now let's look at it together. Take myself off the screen right now. The post reads Northeast, Northwest, North Central, Southeast, South are the most troublesome and the most dangerous zones in the country. He then came back with the last paragraph. He said, Southwest stands out. Meaning that Southwest is relatively, in fact, better in terms of peace. He then said, Sunday Igboho wanted to cause trouble. But the Yoruba nation shut him up. This is civilization. Now, that is his own opinion. Now, let me come back to what we were talking about. I disagree with... let me quickly introduce him first. Joe Igbokwe, who made that post, is an APC chieftain. I think presently is commissioner for... Is it gutter or drainage in Lagos or something like that? Is a long-standing chief of the APC. Igboho is somebody who rose out of necessity. At the time, there was rampant forest invasion, farm invasion, including kidnapping of people in the southwest recently, prior or leading to the last election, where southwest was going to become also terror-ridden. After so much outcry by people in the southwest region, calling for security agencies and the government to rescue them and save them, and there was no response. In fact, the minimal response there was, you will see situations where soldiers were flogging people who tried to stop herdsmen or the Fulani extract, bringing cows to come and graze on their farmland. And then people decided to react. They called on government, they called on military, they called on soldier, they called on police. And the few times that the soldiers came, they will even torture the farm owners and say, allow the cows to graze on your farmland. Like, people contrived efforts to make farm, spent money, sweat and all that, and somebody will just be grazing cow and just pour them into all the farm. When you are near harvest and they just destroy your farmland using it to feed their cows, and then you want them to fold their arms and be watching. And that didn't stop there. They were even, whoever tried to stop them from entering their own farm, they kidnapped some, tortured some, killed some, raped some women. And then because the government refused to protect lives and properties despite this outcry, Sunday Igboho, a non-state actor, decided to take it upon himself to say, no, we must defend ourselves and protect our land. He rose to the occasion when government failed. So I refuse to agree with Mr. Joe Igbokwe on this one, that Sunday Igboho wanted to cause trouble. No, I disagree completely. I do not agree with that. Let me take it further. I understand the position, two positions. that informed Mr. Joe Igbokwe's position, opinion by making that post. First, let me refresh your mind in case you have forgotten or maybe you didn't hear before. Sometime about 4 years ago, this is Joe Igbokwe and his house in Inewi. IPOB element, as he accused then, burnt his house in Inewi. You know, most of these our Southeastern brothers are unable to go home again. You understand? That's why some of them are angry with Nnamdi Kanu. They said he was militarizing the whole place and they were killing people under the name of they were looking for Biafra and all that. You understand that? Those ones also said they were trying to protect their place from the herdsmen invading their places. How they then started burning their own people's houses and also abducting their own people or killing them, I don't know. So I sympathize with Joe Igbokwe. Mr. Joe Igbokwe, I sympathize with you that they burnt your IPOB elements as you are accused, burnt your house, okay, and destroyed lots of things at the time. I sympathize with you. But this is it. You can't say the same thing of Igboho. And where Igboho went wrong, by my own analysis, I will say it. But trying to protect and secure the Southwest, I disagree completely. I disagree that Igboho tried to cause trouble in the Southwest. No. Instead, he was doing the opposite of it. He was trying to protect when government failed to do it. He rose to the occasion. For that, I must commend him. However, the only place I disagreed with Igboho at the time, and I'll repeat it again because I said it at that time, many people who didn't understand, who didn't have the benefit of deep thoughts and information or privileged information on our side, didn't get it. And I'll repeat it here again. Igboho, while he was doing that, had support of many Yorubas. Many. He had support. Many people supported him. Until he then said, Yoruba nation, now. He wanted to use that avenue to then, do you call it transmogrification? To then use it to start saying, no, we must use this avenue to achieve our Yoruba nation. Nah. Like, at this point, I knew he was going to lose the support he was getting. Not because of anybody, not because of Buhari, not because of any other person. But because even his own Yoruba people have already invested a lot. They wanted to be president of Nigeria after Buhari. And aside the politically, invested ones, there are also many Yorubas who are in doubt. There are 3 categories of Yoruba. The ones that are politically grounded, who are happy to be in power or included in power equations. 1. 2. The ones who are afraid of what the change will bring because they don't know what you are trying to do. Like those ones who have served all their years, who have worked all their years, and it looks like they are able to manage to set something simple up. And you just want to come and erode everything and say, it was like Igboho was giving an ultimatum to people. Say, I learn Yoruba law, say, election. It was like an ultimatum, like there will be no election here. Yoruba nation will come before election. And the election was just few months away. And a lot of Yoruba were afraid and scared. The 3rd category are the hungry ones. Hungry ones. In fact, if you like, let the country not be okay. As far as they can eat food, there's food, they don't mind. That is the 3rd category of people in Nigeria. And they are across regions. It's not only Yorubas, they are across regions. These ones, they are like, Kila Amoje, Yoruba nation. a sì ń ra ata láti nọ́ọ̀tì, wọ́n sì ń kálùbọ́sà wá látàn, àti ìmọ̀ gbìn fúnra wa, àti ìní tó wá jẹ ń bí, àti ìní ìrẹsì tó wá jẹ ní àyìn, àti ìní oríṣiríṣi ń tá a mọ̀ jẹ, àti ìrìjẹ tó ẹtún ní àwọn tẹ́tà bá gba ìrìnsẹ̀ gbogbo rẹ̀ wá ní wọn. It was just a matter of fear of the unknown. What will accompany this thing? Kí ló máa tẹ̀lé if we start Yoruba Nation now and we get it now? It means currency will change. I mean, I still have small change that I managed to save all my years. That is just around 200,000 naira. Some of them have never had that kind of money in their life, and it was the first time they had it. Somebody is in the university, and he wants the name of the university to still read University of Lagos because he knew what he sweat to went to that university. There are so many investors who have done a lot of things, and they are like, come on, like people wanted to prepare themselves first before any surprise. Nigerians don't want to be caught by any surprise. They don't want to be caught by any surprise. It was why many Yorubas immediately started to say, there is another agenda behind this Igboho movement. If it were purely first on security of the Southwest, everybody was ready to support. But the sudden Yoruba Nation agitation, say well no, so Nigeria we know Nigeria is not good, we know things are bad, but we are still coping. Or somebody just want to wake up overnight and say, oh yeah, your currency changes, everything changes, and where do we start from? Like, many people don't want to be taken by surprises. They don't want to wake up and see that regime has changed, this has changed, that has changed, what they prepared for last night is another story today, this and that. It just looks like the case of demolition exercise. Like you slept, you came from work yesterday, you slept in your house, only to wake up this morning and bulldozer is waiting at your gate. In fact, it has started work. It is the noise, the sound of the bee, that woke you up. And you're like, oh, where do I start from? What should I pick? What can I even manage to pick before they demolish the whole thing? Nigerians don't want to be taken by, because the shock, the trauma of such sudden changes or sudden surprises is what they cannot cope with. That was the only thing Igboho missed. I would have, like I said before, during that time before I got attacked and I decided not to comment on it again, I would have, if focused on that southern security, maybe for the first 6 months, 1 year, that would have grown cells across the place. It's just like you are planting units and cells with people across the whole region, and you are sure that everywhere is already covered, such that one morning when you wake up and say, oh yeah, this is our direction, you have soldiers in thousands already. Okay? Not people who are just on social media and commenting. No. Because it got to a point where locals were afraid. Most of the Yorubas who were keenly in and ready, not all Yorubas were ready for the Yoruba Nation at the time. Most of those who were ready were based or resident abroad. So those who are residing locally are like, Ogbeni. And what on support, the people sponsoring this thing, they are abroad though. If anything happens now, they fly, they have visa, they have passport, they have everything ready. They live abroad. They are included. If anything happens, they know how to come and take over the changes and all that. But if war starts now, where do you run to? Those abroad will be abroad and be encouraging you to say, suffer, don't worry, endure. But those who are local, who reside, who only have one Paco house, they'll just throw one Esheno into your house and bam, the whole place is gone. Where will you sleep? Where will you live? What will you eat? So the local residents were afraid of war and the spoils of it. It was only those who were based abroad that were ready for whatever. That now why? That exactly now why? If not, Igboho did something very credibly notable and noble. Credible and noble. Let me put it that way. Or credibly noble, whichever way you like your English. I give you the two. He did something creditworthy, something noble by standing to protect when Nigeria government failed the police, institutions, security agencies, even soldiers. Everybody failed. He rose to the occasion, conscientized people. He raised the consciousness about how the region was becoming porous. He deserves credit. Uncle Joe Igbokwe, sorry about your own plight in the southeast. And I'm sure that in the near future there will be some kind of stakeholders conference where you all discuss. You discuss security of the southwest, your southeast, and you discuss how you want to make sure that the elements who are misguided, killing their own people in the name of seeking this or that, will just understand and take it low. That you can't be killing your brothers in the name of trying to secure your region. You don't kill your brothers that way. You say they are infidels. Infidels of what? Burning people's houses, killing people here and there. It's unfair. Your own brothers, your own brothers. It's quite unfair. I don't agree with it. Igboho didn't do that. He was only trying to protect the region for everybody, including you, Uncle Joe Igbokwe. You reside in Lagos. Now. So he's trying to protect everybody in the region. For that, Uncle Igboho deserves credit. Let's put it like that. The two of you, I can call you uncles. Igboho deserves credit. So please, get your facts clearly before your next post. Because I know it's like on steroids now, So please, let's correct it. Let's be careful. Let's be guided. Sunday Igboho wasn't making trouble. He was protecting the region, and clearly so. Credit to you, Sunday Igboho. Please watch it. Uncle Joe Igbokwe. Igboho was not a troublemaker. He was trying to protect the region for all of us, including you. Yes, the Yoruba Nation sudden campaign and movement became suspicious, okay, and they had to quickly move against it. I understand that, but in terms of protecting fomenting trouble in the region, Igboho was not making trouble. He was trying to protect it, and I said it at the time that he should be careful with the Yoruba Nation agitation, because they have invested a lot in the election and they will do everything to make sure they take him out for the election to happen. And that was exactly what happened. Did I say more? Bye for now, everybody.